are back in school, but navigating classes in the middle of the pandemic is causing some frustration and confusion for local parents. Fox 12's Bridget Chavez spoke with a pediatrician from OHSU about this. Bridget, what are doctors recommending if your student gets exposed to COVID?
Yeah, Dr. Bakken says if your child is exposed to COVID-19, you should keep them home and quarantine them for the recommended 10 days. Even if they get a negative test back, she says it's important to keep them home for that recommended 10-day quarantine.
More questions than answers.
I have no idea. Everybody gave me conflicting advices. Oh, it's no big deal. I don't know when the date of exposure was still. I don't know what radius they're talking about.
This is the notification Rebecca Wells received from Wilbur Rao Middle School, letting her know someone on her daughter's bus had tested positive for COVID-19. Her daughter, Isla Blue, is 11 and isn't eligible yet to get vaccinated. Wells sent us this voicemail she received from the North Clackamas School District on what she should do.
There's no reason from the information we have that we believe that she would need to quarantine.
But that advice conflicts with what Wells was told when she called OHSU, who she says advised her to quarantine her daughter for 10 days, and what we learned from OHSU pediatrician Dr. Eliza Hayes-Bakken.
Our school plan here in Oregon, and I've just lived this, so my 7-year-old was exposed in 2nd grade on day 4 of school, and it was determined that he needed to quarantine in consultation with the county. And so we did 10 days at home.
Dr. Bakken says if your child has not been exposed but shows symptoms, to keep them home and get them tested.
Right now, we just don't have a good way of saying without testing what is COVID and what isn't. And so we're really recommending for any of those illness symptoms, any of the things that are on that CDC list of COVID symptoms, that children get tested.
Wells tells me she's keeping her daughter home and she did test negative, but says she's frustrated at the lack of communication by the school district.
Tell me what to do. Tell me when the exposure was. Tell me how my kid can get her homework. What's expected of her? When you tell me when you want her back. I mean, they didn't even recommend testing, or they didn't recommend anything. They simply informed us that there was a positive COVID on her school bus.
We did reach out to the North Clackamas School District about this, and they sent us this statement saying, quote, in general, when NCSD becomes aware of a COVID-19 case, the whole school is notified by email. For students that are deemed to be close contacts of the individual with COVID-19, they are contacted directly, usually by phone, as part of the contact tracing process. That is how they would learn they may have been exposed and be instructed to quarantine.
NCSB says along with the student who tested positive for COVID-19, 7 others also had to quarantine. 6 were classroom contacts and 1 was from the bus. And if you need help finding a COVID-19 test, we posted that link online at kptv.com. Just click on this story. Live in Southwest Portland, Bridget Chavez, Fox 12 Oregon.